Sknightnation. It's your boy, Stevie Knight. But to get on one of these things, you feel me? What's good with the watch? Night watch, man. Doing something a little different today. Well, I mean, not really different, bro, because we remaining on the topic, man. And then, if y'all are, tired of me addressing life and prioritizing what's important, and I apologize. Come back when we back into the thick of music or whatever the hell it is you need for entertainment, man. But life is lifing right now, man, and we need to focus on what's more important. You know what I mean? And it's going on, dog. And I got a platform to talk about this, give people a space to speak about this shit, and I'm gonna continue doing it. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, nothing negative today, bro. Nothing negative today. And then with that, man, it may seem like I've been getting hit with the negativity or whatnot, man, but that couldn't be the furthest from the truth, man. The majority of the feedback I've gotten since I've been giving my thoughts on, Ariana or the Kirk situation, or just the majority of it has all been positive, man. But it's just, you can't ignore the evil stuff, bro, and you can't get used to it either, man. Right? Like, as twisted as I already knew society to be, I didn't expect it to be as twisted as it is, right, with this whole Kirk situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? That deflated your boy a little bit, man. To see that amount of vitriol, that amount of evil, that amount of demonic energy, you know what I mean, in regards to this whole situation. And, it needs to be discussed. It can't be ignored. And, I'm not trying to fan that flame and give it more attention than it needs to have, man, but we still need to talk about it and have a space to talk about it and, separate us from them. Right? But today, positivity, man, and thank you all for all the positivity you've been throwing your boys' way in regards to all this shit, man. You know what I mean? Just real life shit, dog. But I wanted to share with y'all a message that I got on Instagram in the mix of all this shit, man. So I'm just gonna read it to y'all and, get my thoughts after. All right. It says, this might be a long message, but I hope you'll take the time to read it. I'm a middle-aged white woman who lost my husband, the man I'd been with since I was 16, to suicide. I was the one who found him, and ever since I've struggled just to get through the day. Everything reminded me of him, and I needed anything to distract my mind and give me a space where grief didn't follow so closely behind. I watched Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show. I didn't know a single song, but something about his performance drew me in. I started researching him, and from there I fell down a rabbit hole. Kendrick, Drake, their beef, and then the world of hip-hop reaction videos. And that's so ironic, bro, because the way certain parts of social media will run it, white folks were so put off by Kendrick Lamar. At least that's the narrative I saw on my feed quite a bit. And there may have been some, but I guarantee you the majority of people enjoyed that shit, dog. That's why Kendrick went as viral as he did, bro. And here you have a representation of that, man. Anyway, she continues. That's how I found you. What stood out is that hip-hop was something my husband and I never shared, so it felt like a new space I could claim for myself. A space without constant reminders. I quickly started watching your content and found myself truly enjoying it. You helped me understand what was happening between Kendrick and Drake. You're one of the few voices that felt grounded. Then I stumbled into drill music and artists like Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy. At first, I couldn't believe how violent and raw some of the content was, how death, pain, and gang life were talked about so openly. But I listened more. I started to see the pain behind it. I kept thinking, what kind of life produces this kind of music? I felt heartbreak for these young men, how they were raised, what they had to survive, and how numb they had to become. I often found myself wishing I could hug them and just say, I see you as human, as sons, as brothers, kids, just trying to survive. As I kept watching the hip hop space, I also noticed the way white people were spoken about, or were sometimes spoken about, I'm sorry. The generalizations, the frustration, the anger. I didn't take offense because I get it. Racism is real, even if I haven't personally seen it in my own life. I won't pretend to know what it's like to walk in a black man's shoes, but I want you to know there are people like me who care deeply and want better for everyone. When Charlie Kirk passed away, I saw some of the same creators I followed start mocking his death. That really jarred me. I didn't even know who he was until I started researching him after the reactions. And like you, I found that so much of what was being said was taken out of context. Watching people celebrate someone's death reminded me of the same mentality I saw in the drill music world. An op is an op. That deeply bothered me. Bro, that's bars, bro. That's bars, dog. But I can already hear people that are not going to even be willing to entertain something from someone else's perspective. Just, brush it off like it ain't nothing. You white. What the fuck you know about a op? You know what I mean? When, she enjoys the music. That's what reeled her in, and she can empathize and sympathize and try to understand as much as she can, bro. And that's real, dog. And op is an op. It don't matter. It does not matter. You know what I mean? That deeply bothered me. The way people are using Kendrick's line, "Let the party die," as if it's some kind of prophecy or celebration of Kirk's death. She's tapped in, bro. She's tapped in, bro. That's tough. I really hope that's not what Kendrick intended. He struck me as someone who challenged the culture, not someone who encourages celebrating death. Now, I don't recall seeing Kendrick retweet or post that lyric post Kirk's passing, bro. That damn song was in the midst of the whole Drake beef, man. So y'all gotta inform me if he really did that, bro, because that's crazy. Anyway, I really hope that's not what Kendrick intended. He struck me as someone who challenges the culture, not someone who encourages celebrating death. So I'm at a loss on if I should continue to support his music or not. Anyway, I wanted to thank you specifically. You're the only reactor I kept following through all this. You speak with honesty, integrity, and thoughtfulness. I've seen the comments people throw your way, and part of me just wants to jump in and defend you. Your voice matters, your perspective matters, and you're helping people like me. People you never expect. Find a little light in the darkness. Bless you and your family. Thank you for being a voice of reason and truth in a space that desperately needs it. P.S. I'm starting to catch bars before you do. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I just feel like that's needed, bro. You know what I mean? And I hope a message like that will move people that don't agree. I don't even gonna say agree, but just have so much animosity and so much hatred for people that think differently than you. You're keeping people like this away. You know what I mean? That just want to look at everybody as human, bro. You know what I mean? They just want to look at everybody as human, right? When we put race on everything and demonizing people for everything and just so prideful and so egotistical in our point of views and are unwilling to entertain other people's perspectives, period, outside of people that align with your own, you're going to prevent yourself from talking to people like this, bro. You know what I mean? People ask me how was I able to go from how I viewed life before when I was a victim and I lived in my little black box to where I am now, bro. And it was due to YouTube. I say that all the time, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Taking in, actually taking in and listening to other people's perspectives, from different backgrounds, different places around the world, different ages, different interests, all that. And music brought us all together. So it didn't matter who you were, what you've been through, what I'm saying, your political alignment, your race, your sex, your gender, bro. I talked to trans, gay, fucking furries, and I've had conversations with all these people. You know what I mean? All around the world, bro. People can't even speak English good trying to get a message across to me because they fuck with the vibe. They fuck with just what music is able to do. And when you put race on everything and demonize everybody that doesn't look at the world the way you look at the world, or just solely looks different than you cut your legs from up under you, man. You know what I mean? You're not able to live at your most optimal. I mean, you don't know what life has in store for you, man, because you're only looking at it through this fucking lens when you got all this other shit to take into account. I just thought this was dope, bro. I just wanted to share it, bro. Anyway, like I said, thank you to everyone that's been tapping in and uplifting. And you know, first of all, you gotta have thick skin to be doing the shit I'm doing, or anybody that's doing. So good on anybody that's out here, you know, standing up for what they believe in, what you convicted in, regardless of, you know, the clapback you get from anybody and shit. That can definitely be uncomfortable for people, man. It's easy to have Twitter fingers and spit shit out when no one's gonna hold you accountable, bro. But like, if you out here really, you know, standing for something, bro, you gotta have thick skin for it. So please believe your boy is, you know, I ain't new to this. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this at this point, man. But appreciate everybody tapping in. Appreciate everybody for the good words, motivating words, empowering words, dog. And this shit ain't gonna stop, man. You know what I mean? We need shit like this, bro. We need a space like this, and we need to, you know, take breaks from, you know, just entertainment and talking about what's going on and what piques our interest to life, bruh. Just real life shit, dog. This, you know, people's lives are going to change dramatically from this, bruh. From your perspective, you know, the trauma you're going through, you know what I mean, the change you're going through daily, bruh. Like, got to be aware of what the fuck's going on right now, dog. This ain't just, oh, this is just a viral moment right now and you waiting for the next shit to pop off. No, dog. Like, this is going to be embedded in your mind forever, right? It's going to have impact on you forever. People going to have PTSD from this, right? So we can't just ignore it and get, all right, you know, Kurt got killed. What's next? You know what I'm saying? That's the whole part of the problem. We get desensitized to it. Right, social media is constant feed of something going on. Nah, bro, take a break. We gotta talk about this. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about this, bro. And long as, you know, I got a platform to speak and shit, you know, we're gonna continue to do so. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Thoughts.